Good evening, everyone. I hope you are having a great time and I hope you are building your projects for the Amazon Smbhav Hackathon. And we are back with one more mentoring session today. And today I am really excited to hear, I am really excited for the mentoring session because we have Sumit Raj with us. He is the engineering lead at Unacademy. And he has been winners of hackathons from Skillenza as well. He is an author of book How to Build Chatbots with Python. Over to you, Sumit. And how is your experience with hackathons? And what do you feel What do you feel about the Amazon Smbhav hackathon? What is your total take on the hackathon?
I mean, really interesting. I'm a big fan of Skillenza. First of all, definitely because the kind of work Skillenza is doing in terms of organizing hackathon, and it has been a challenge. I totally understand, because coming from a pre-COVID era where we used to go and do hackathons all night, and then it's becoming online. So I know what kind of challenge you guys must be facing, but still, kudos to you guys on keep doing hackathons and keep finding budding talent. So really happy for that.
Thank you so much, Sumit. Thank you so much. And you want to tell about Mozart because you are a prodigy in our sheets too. We know that if you are in a hackathon, you are gonna win. So hello to the people out there. So if you are watching this, just say hello to us, and we'll say hi back. Really glad to have you guys over here. So just say hi, and this is going to be a Q&A session as well. So Sumit has been a prodigy in terms of hackathon itself. He has won many hackathons from his end. His journey has been it has been an exponential curve, as we can see, and it's really beautiful to have him over here. And I hope let's move out with the session itself, and uh, let's move out for the session, right?
Yeah, sure. Shall I share my screen?
Surely.
Right. Hope you guys can see my screen. Is my screen visible to you, Prakash?
Yes, it is, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, everyone, whoever has joined for this session. Again, the caption is how to win hackathons, but you'll get to know more about not just winning, but other aspects of the hackathon. That is important. So that will come some later part in the slides. So starting with a little bit about myself, I'm a full-time techie. I'm an author. I've been training people as well on different technologies. I mentor people on various platforms. I've been a very active writer on Quora, having over 1 million views so far. Currently, I'm working as an engineering lead at Unacademy. The book I wrote 3 years back, that was Building Chatbots with Python, published from New York, later got translated to Portuguese and Korean. Have been speaking to many places on different technological topics. And definitely last but not the least, I'm a big hackathon lover that you will see in coming slides. So pretty much this was one of my first hackathon at InMobi, wherein I built something related to Google Chrome, and then the journey started from there because I got a feel of what hackathon is all about. Attended eBay, PayPal hackathon, and then Nolarity. This was the time when Skillenza used to be called Venture City. So it's long back, and then again, a housing hackathon again was organized by Venture City. Now Skillenza that time. Now it's Skillenza. That time it was Venture City, and then never left any opportunity to attend a hackathon, be it outside the organization I was working on, or the inside the company I was working for. So I was working for Yardley that time, and internal hackathons keep happening in most of the companies. So there also I participated. And if you look at my quote there, winning a hackathon is when you code all night and be ready with the problem solved in the morning. The rest is just a piece of code, right? So everything that you do will be code, right? But hackathon is about solving the problem. You do it all night. If it's a one nighter one day hackathon or a multiple weeks hackathon. You just solve the problem when it is required. Then the journey started more towards the hackathon, Sequoia Hackathon in 2015, then Instamozo, then recently again at Accenture. It was pre-COVID. And then the recent hackathon that we won as a team was at Grab. And similarly, there was another at Microsoft, and the latest one being Code versus COVID, again organized by Skillenza. So the reason why I showed you all these screenshot was because not all of them I won, or not all of them wherein I was happy with what I built, right? So in coming slides, what I'm gonna talk about is what you should think when you go to a hackathon, right? The first question that you will feel after going to a hackathon is what is good to be demoed, right? You will feel the insecurity. Okay, I think I've not done enough to be to go and demo in front of all the people. That insecurity is there. So what is good to be demoed? First is a working solution on local host. If you are working on something, be it the front end technology, the back end technology, if it is working on local host, it is good to be demoed. It will always have brownie points if you can deploy it on Heroku, AWS, Python Anywhere, Netlify, whichever is applicable, right? Because that tells the judges that you know the deployment part as well, right? That's why the browning point. A script or utility that runs from the command lines. So many times it does happen that the problem statement given in the hackathon might not require you to build a UI, or might be tough to build a UI given the backend part of the things. Like Instamozo hackathon that you saw the screenshot, there we were solving some problem related to image processing. Now the problem itself was sort of that if your simple command line utility could solve that, you could have won the hackathon. So it's in some cases even a script is good to be demoed, and covers at least 50% of the judging criteria. The judging criteria in most of the hackathons are clear. So if you cover 50%, you are good to demo to the judges. Things to consider in slides. So it's very important because what you went through the entire night, or say entire week or weeks, doesn't matter. Judges are not going to get the feel of that, right? How do you create your slides that it depicts what you have done? Never be verbose in your presentation. Don't add too many points, and don't think that you will forget. You don't have to forget. Practice it more so that you don't forget, but don't add everything in the presentation. Keep it like a short story. How? Problem, talk about the problem, talk about the proposed solutions, because always when you will think of a problem, or you will do an ideation, you will multiple solutions will come into your mind. So you can talk about that. Okay, these were the solutions we thought of. So that tells you, okay, you have different dimensions of thinking. Now how you solved it, the particular problem, because multiple people will be solving the same problem, and what will be the future scope, so that you tell that, okay, not just you solved it, but you know how to solve it better, because you cannot solve end to end in a hackathon of any problem that you're given. Always add the technologies used that adds an impact, because every hackathon is a technology hackathon, right? You must be using some front end technologies or back end technologies or tools or things, right? So you should always add that. Everyone around you is smart and passionate, so prepare more for Q&A than slides. This is very important, right? Don't think that you created 10 slides, you could talk about it well enough and then done. What is of more impact is Q&A than your slides, right? We'll talk more about that. How to present, right? Now you created the slides, now you are going in front of all the people, judges are there, participants who are going to demo their solution, they can also ask you questions sometimes, and they're also listening to you. Participants who did not build anything, they are also there, right? Everyone is there in front of you. So do it like a team. Individual person talks about his or her piece, limited to 2 or 3%. If you're a team of four or more, right? That tells that the entire team was involved, not a single person was doing, and everyone else was just hanging around. If you don't know, you don't know. it's fine. You say you don't know and agree, right? Because you cannot know everything, right? Once you have created the slides before the presentation, you should practice in a room wherever. If you go to an offline hackathon or you are doing it online, then go in the room and then do practice 3 or 4 times on what you're going to speak. Why that is important? It helps you in a good start, right? Always we lose confidence when we do not start well, right? When you practice, then you can start good, and later on you can manage. Even though you fumble or you don't know anything, you can manage because you have gotten a good start. Very important. Not all things you can demo. There will be limited time, right? And you might want to show many things, so keep tabs open. Postman, in case you have built any API that you have not added in the demo or cannot be shown directly, keep that in the Postman open. Documents outputs in case needed, because when the Q&A happens, the judges might want to ask you, okay, can you show me the API that is powering this UI, right? So those things you should be ready to show in a Postman, and that impacts. The more time you take, the judges might say, okay, it's fine, but back of the mind, it will not give a good impression to them, right? Always keep a recording on the safer side, right? This is for offline as well as online, because it does happen that at the time of demo things stop working. Happens with everyone. So always keep a recording on the safer side, so that in case anything unexpected happens, you have the recording to show something, right? Little bit on the tackling of Q&A. Most of the questions might be asked that judges see in your slides or demo, right? So you have to, as I said, spend more time on the preparation of Q&A than slides, right? Because slides is something you already know, you can handle, right? Judges will be trying to test what is beyond your slides or beyond your demo, right? How do you prepare for that? Be a judge yourself. Just think like you are the judge for this hackathon. Someone else is giving the demo to yourself. And what would you ask if you were to demo yourself, right? You will get 10 different questions. Just you have to, back of the mind, you should have an answer ready for that. It's okay if you don't know, but you should have, you should know that you don't know, right? You cannot be clueless. Again, third point says the same. If it's okay if you don't know some answers, but it's important that you can relate to that and talk about that. The context should be clear. It should not be like that okay, I have no idea at all on what is that, or things like that. That doesn't give a very good impression about when you do Q&A, right? All right, so coming towards the end of the presentation, some things to note. It's very important from my experience that I've seen. Many cases, the final teams that demo, be it again online or offline, are not more than 10% of the total registrants or team who came for the hackathon. Don't get panicked that there are so many people and I don't know what I'm going to build. They are experienced people, blah blah. Don't think about that. Some will have demo but not up to the mark, right? Doesn't mean that someone is experienced that he can build only, or he will build something that will make him win or make an impression to the judges, right? So don't let yourself feel competitive until you see the competition, right? Don't judge that, okay, someone is maybe has built things and he has started making slides. I'm still not done, or I'm crossing the deadline, things like that. Just focus on your ideation and then try to build. Very important while building, when you get a problem, you get a theme in the hackathon, right? Don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? It does not matter to the judges or the person who has given you the problem whether you have reinvented the wheel, you are using open source, or what you're using, unless that is specifically mentioned, right? Try to find all the hacks, try to build a quick and dirty solution, right? Later you can keep on adding. That's the key to any kind of 0 to 1 product that we call it. Even startups also, I give the session to startups also, that don't try to do go into the R&D part of the things. You have to build a quick dirty solution first, and then later on keep on adding. No software in the world is bug free, right? So if someone were to build everything from scratch, doesn't mean it will be bug free. So why not use the tools which is already available and then build the solution first? That's the idea. If something is working, never ever do last minute changes. Okay, slides are okay if you want to improve anything in slides, but technical side of the things, don't try to do last minute changes. In case if it is working, if it is not working, definitely you have to try till last minute. Be busy building your solution, no sneak peek into others. This is important. I've never done this, I've never ever done this. Yeah, you can go and talk to people about what background they can, for networking purpose, that is fine, but don't try to go and see what others are building and then kind of get affected by what idea they have. I mean, in online hackathons that might not happen a lot, but coming from a offline experience, or if there's a community also when you're doing online hackathons, just focus on your solution, right? So that the purity of your solution remains with you. Okay, it does not get affected. Respect hackathons and stay till the end. I have never ever in my life left a hackathon in between. If I have picked it up, if I have liked the hackathon, like the problem that is given to solve, I have stayed till the end. Doesn't matter if I was able to give a demo or not. Doesn't matter if I was able to build it or not. I have stayed till the end. Why this is important? Because that you cannot just go and if you know all the things, you can expect to win. You will learn from others as well, what kind of demo they are doing, what kind of technology they are doing, they are using, right? And that has helped me in my career also, to know, okay, someone is using these kind of tools, so this is more productive, right? And next hackathon you go, you also use those kind of tools. So that is very important when going to a hackathon, attending a hackathon, or even conferences and meetups as well. Okay. Yeah, with that, I'll leave you guys with a with a simple quote: never try to win a hackathon. If you want to win a hackathon, might sound ambiguous to you, but the idea is, if you go with a mindset of winning, you might not win. Go with a mindset to solve the problem, solve it, and if you could solve it, 90 plus percent chances that you will win it. Even though you don't win it, you will have the contentment in your with yourself. You'll be content with yourself that you have solved the problem you picked, right? That's what your aim should be, so that you can be proud of what you have solved. Now winning and not winning is up to the judges as well. Sometimes that's why they are called judges. They are judging you whether your solution is better than someone else or not, right? So, and of course you'll be learning over a period of time when you see other solution, why they won, why they not won. But idea is not try to win a hackathon just for the sake of winning it, for the prizes, but try to solve the problem, and you will see the magic happening. With that, thank you so much. Open for questions, if any.
I guess this is one of the most absolute presentations I've saw till yet, because it was not too long, it was not too short, it covered everything, and it's a very good quote you put it in the end, that if you're trying to win it, you might you need to reconsider why you are in a hackathon, and the same goes with the Amazon Smbhav hackathon. Uh,
Yeah.
so it depends on your product. To the viewers watching it right now, you can start with the question. There are few questions which were ahead of time, so I will put Nikhil Naik's question on first. You would be able to see it on the screen, Sumit. Nikhil Naik over here is: hello, I have limited experience in coding. I'm pursuing MBA. How can I translate my idea into a POC?
Interesting question, Nikhil. Definitely. I mean, pursuing MBA, I have taught programming to people from non-programming background, and they have done it. MBA finance, even doctors, businessmen. First, you have to learn coding. Of course, you have to learn coding, and also before coding, also what you can do is you can try to understand the components. How does the software work? Right? What is backend? What is front end? What is client? What is server? Right? And you need to learn few tools as well, which those are called low code no code, right? Those are the tools wherein with less or minimal coding also you can build things. So you can go in that direction and then start building your POCs. Hope that answers the question.
Uh, we will address the next question, Nikhil. I hope, Nikhil, you got the answer for your specific question. We have Santhan Gopalan. For this hackathon, can we present the concept with primitive UI if UI is not our core idea?
Yes, you can. Many times we have done in the past. Uh, uh, it, I would say in any case, like for a generic question like this, um, whatever is your expertise, you should present that, right? And try to strengthen your expertise than going into something and for the sake of hackathon or things like that. So that will give you more points always than covering everything. Uh, right, I mean, I always say be the jack of all trades and master of one. Okay, next question.
Okay. I guess, Santhan Gopalan, your question has been addressed. Moving on to uh, Tanuru Leela, your question is using AWS services in POC mandatory to get shortlisted for the final round?
Depends on the rules of the hackathons, but yes, AWS
Yeah.
services are mandatory for the POC. I mean, it's the AWS hackathon, so I think there was like 4 or 5 services you have to use in the POC in your solution. So you can definitely go and give a try. See this, take this hackathon as also as an opportunity to learn AWS, which is very in demand in the industry, and which will open up, because I started from localhost to Heroku and then AWS, and from last 4 to 5 years I'm with AWS. So you should use AWS services for the sake of hackathon as well, and that will also add up to your skill sets.
I guess your question has been like Taniru. The thing is, if for example, if Amazon is doing an hackathon, they want you to use a specific technology, and it's somewhat it's important to them to make sure that you use that specific technology. Uh, Arun over here is, sir, mine is only a idea. I don't have any website or anything. What's next? This is
Good, at least
challenging.
good, Arun, really good that at least you have an idea, because when we go to hackathon, sometimes we don't have any idea. So at least when you have idea, you can, I feel you can build it. You have an idea, you know what to build, then you just need to know how to build it, right? So website or anything depends on your idea, whether it is just a website or requires an app or mobile app, right? So just look for the skill set that is needed for that idea, and then start building, I would say. There are some hackathons that keep happening wherein you have to only present an idea, how you will be building it. So probably you can attend those as well, because ideas are also kind of appreciated at many places.
I guess you got your answer. The next is Ashish Bhilare. Ashish has a question. How much slide to add a PPT for POC? And
Mhm. One slide for problem statement, one slide solution, maybe 1 to 2. One wherein you could talk about the solution, on how you built it, and solution on the tech side as well. Maybe see, I normally whenever go to hackathons and build a solution from the backend perspective, I do a architecture diagram on how the different components are talking to each other. So that will be on the tech presentation side, but that you should add, that gives more clarity to the judges and people on how you have built it, to them as well, and they become clear about yourself as well, that you are clear on what you have built, right? Business model definitely applies to many hackathons on how you show the potential of the business. In Grab hackathon, when we did it, we talked a lot on the business model side, and that will vary from hackathon to hackathon. That's what you have to understand. Some hackathons will be just about building things, and they would want to see your creative side, wherein some hackathons they would be looking for innovative ideas to kind of incorporate into their business. So depending on that, you can add up business models and how this idea will generate revenue, etc.
The next question is from I hope Ashish, your question has been answered. Now, then next question is again from Taniru. I'm completely new to AWS. Can I build a full stack app over the weekend? I'm a front end developer, just curious.
If you are a front end developer already, I cannot say, but I'm sure you can if you are thinking along those lines. But depends on what back end technology you will pick, Node.js or Python or Java, things like that. But see, it's not necessary that you learn the backend technology to kind of build a solution. With just front end also, you can try to mimic the APIs or the backend, what it will be returning. That's what we also do when we go to hackathons, when we don't have time to build an API, but we know what kind of data we want to show in the front end. So you can have dummy JSON data inbuilt in your front end app, and then try to show that in the app. So that, and then you can clearly talk about it, that this is how the data will look like if there's a backend developer. Then you can easily, the source can be changed to the backend API instead of hard coded JSON data.
Taniru, I guess you got your answer. Ashish again, and the video length.
Video length, keep it short. I would say, unless it's very interesting. Sometimes it might happen, like when we see YouTube videos, we just skip if it is not interesting enough. Maybe including the demo, maybe 2 minutes to 3 minutes would be more than enough, I would say. Just keep it crisp. I mean, if it requires, it can go lengthy, but don't try to make it lengthy just by trying to explain everything. So at end of the day, what you have built and what you are demoing will matter more. So just focus on that.
I hope you have got your answer, Ashish. The next question is from Arun. Sir, what is AWS and how to incorporate this in POC?
AWS, you have to learn. It's called Amazon Web Services, and it's a kind of infrastructure as a service, we call it. Say you built something on your local system. Now you want to show it to the world, show it to the public. How do you do it? So there are services like AWS, GCP, Azure, right? By Google and Microsoft, respectively. So you put your code on the cloud so that you can give the link to your POC to anyone, judges or anyone in the world, and they can see how does your app work. So AWS helps you scale your application and show it to the world in simple sense.
Any other questions? I guess, Arun, this was a very broad question. I suppose that was a curveball for Sumit as well. I guess we would like Arun, as a you are in the medical terms, and I feel that you should go and explore more about these technologies, and you would be able to understand these are not that tough things, and you will be able to understand and build something. Uh, Presentation will be on 11th only, or do we need to wait for the results and then qualified ones get to present? I have to get back through the team, and we will give you an answer. Please use the Discord channel for every Q&A, and we would be happy to help you. You have the engineering lead of Unacademy sitting in right in front of you. I guess there are way too. I am just getting outburst with questions for hackathons. What I could do, but I am an employee of Skillenza, so I can't just participate in hackathons by Skillenza. But you can ask too many things. Like you can ask, see the pitching as Sumit has covered most of the parts. You can ask him very specific things.
Yeah, I'm open to any kind of tech question as well, so I'll be happy to take if we have time. Tech related questions.
I'll just put in the chat. I'll just put in the Discord. channel link, and we would be inviting Sumit to on the Discord channel as well. So if Sumit just creates some time in few days, he would be also be able to. Sumit, will you help people on the Discord channel as well? Just
Yeah, sure, sure.
give a,
Yeah, yeah, why not?
should the architecture have security practices for healthcare?
Yes, if you can consider that, that will always be, will give you brownie points, because healthcare, finance, if you are building products around it, you might get questions related to application security from judges, because everyone will be building, right? Everyone will be building around healthcare, finance, if those are the themes. But if you could think from the security angle as well, definitely that's cherry on the top. So if you can have it, but first try to build a solution and then go on to the security practices or other things that you can do. Hope that answers.
I guess everyone. I hope every question has been answered, and uh, okay. So we will that get extra points?
That depends on the judges, but if I were the judge, I'll definitely give extra points.
Is it advisable to swap components before the final presentation day? Jay
Swap com-
Devani.
swap components before the final presentation day. I did not get the question context. Swap components before the final presentation day. I'm not sure what the context is, but uh, components, if you mean, Jay, from the technical standpoint, why would you swap components? Because I mean, as I said, if it is working, don't try to touch it before the presentation. uh, yeah, because I have bad things has happened with me in the past, wherein some here and there, and then it'll go down the rabbit hole and you'll not be able to fix it, and more panicking as well. So no swapping of components if it's on the technical side before the try to, as I said, prepare more on the Q&A part, so that gives you the knowledge as well around the solution that you have built, and also prepares you for the Q&A, because that impacts very much.
Any other questions? We have one more question. What if my idea won the prize? How much chances are there to he wants to convert the idea into a startup?
See, you don't need to win the prize or win the hackathon to convert an idea to into a startup. That's my first take. But yeah, if you win, that means definitely the idea has the potential. People liked it. The solution was in a good working state, that you won the hackathon. So you can always think of converting that to a startup. Many products of Facebook, including Messenger, is a result of internal hackathons by Facebook, right? And many companies like Hacker Earth was, I think, final year project or something, of the founders who had founded Hacker Earth. That was I think final year project or hackathon project it was, and then it got converted to a company, and many other examples are there. So definitely you should go for that if you feel like converting that idea to a startup.
Twitter was a hackathon project.
Twitter was a hackathon.
Hackathon project.
Yeah.
So I guess you could be next billionaire. We would be looking at Ashish. Please fund us. we, yeah. If the solutions requires a mobile app, but can I still show it in a web page instead?
Yes, you can. It does. It did happen with me many times, because I'm a backend developer and I always needed a front end guy, and I always go to hackathon and try to find a front end guy who can work with me. Or if it's a mobile app based idea, then an Android or iOS guy. So first, I would say first you should try to find a guy who can kind of team up with you on the mobile app front, and if you don't find, then it's fine if you can show it on a web page, because at end of the day, if it solves the problem, that is good enough to be demoed. But try to team up with people so that you can come together and build a good, nice product.
The next question. Okay, we have a bunch of questions. During the presentation on 11th, can we just have a live interaction, or is a pre-recorded video necessary? Discord is the best way to answer this, and it is going to be a live session. Uh, so again, can you go over the timelines again? POC submission deadline. So you can just log into Skillenza, and we have already stated the timelines. You can just go and see over there. Tanuri, Leela, your question is also in a similar direction. I hope using AWS is needed only when I am selected in hackathon stage. For this round, I hope I can use some other technologies to show the video of the demo.
I think again this will be a question to Skillenza's hackathon.
Too many
Yeah,
curveballs for me today.
yeah. So I mean, I would say, guys, start looking into AWS. AWS is not just for the hackathon, but that will add up to your profile and whatever tech or non-tech side of the things you are in. Any product, if you are in a hackathon, that means you want to build something. That means at least you have an idea, whether you know coding or you don't know coding. Now, if you know coding, you will be moving towards a direction wherein you want to build something and then show it to the world. You would need AWS kind of services. If you are a person who doesn't know coding, you will be learning coding and then again going in the direction to show it to the world. So either case, you should not try to skip AWS. Try to learn it, and then that will be helpful always.
I hope this would answer your question. Any other questions? And every question can be, you can just reach out. If you have any question, you can just add the rate Skillenza admin, and you can ask any questions you have on the Discord channel. Given you the link in the chat section. And anything regarding with Sumit, anything with Sumit, and anything regarding I think this is it. I guess we have 1 minute delay in the video. Sumit, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming in. It's an absolute pleasure to have you today, and I'm a big fan of yours. I've already told you before the call, and keep doing what you're doing, and we would always support you. I hope the experience we are getting through the amount of projects we see today with Amazon, Smbhav. It's basically it's absolutely beautiful to see such great projects and people building in such sync and doing such good stuff. I hope we would see you more on the Discord channel.
Of course, definitely.
So would share a link with you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thank you so much, Sumit, for coming in today. And have a great day, whatever is left of today. And keep building, keep rocking, keep hustling. Thank you so much for joining in.
Brothers, thank you, Skillenza. Bye. Take care, guys. Thank you.